The sleek black Dodge Viper hummed, a predator prowling beneath the amber glow of streetlights. Inside, Rosa adjusted her crimson bustier, a smirk playing on her lips. Beside her, Layla checked the ammunition in her customized Glock, her gaze cool and calculating beneath the lace eye mask. The suburbs, with their manicured lawns and hushed silences, held secrets. Secrets that whispered in the rustling leaves and flickered in the shadows. And tonight, Rosa and Layla were listening. They were the whispers in the night, the unseen guardians. They were the Lingerie Vigilantes. The air crackled with anticipation. Tonight's patrol promised to be anything but ordinary. A string of petty thefts had plagued their quiet community, escalating into something more sinister. A brutal assault on Mrs. Henderson, their beloved baker, known for her apple pies and kind smile. The police were baffled, but Rosa and Layla? They had a knack for connecting the dots, for seeing the patterns where others saw only chaos. They were the guardians of their little slice of suburbia, and they wouldn't rest until justice, swift and decisive, was served. Layla tapped a finger on the dashboard, her eyes scanning the passing houses. Turn left at the corner, Ro. Something feels off about that blue sedan parked down the street. Rosa, her instincts honed from years of reading people, didn't hesitate. She spun the wheel, the powerful engine roaring its approval. The hunt was on. Their eyes, trained to spot the smallest discrepancy, the subtlest tremor of fear, swept the street. Tonight, they were the hunters, and the shadows held their prey. And as the Viper slid into the darkness, one thing was certain. Justice would be served, wrapped in silk and delivered with a steel-toed kick. Don't let the lace fool you. Beneath the silk and satin beat the hearts of warriors. Rosa, a whirlwind of fiery energy, moved with the lethal grace of a panther. Her specialty, Krav Maga, turning everyday objects into weapons of defense. Layla, cool and collected, was a master of Muay Thai, her kicks swift and precise, capable of dropping a man twice her size. Their skills were a dangerous dance, honed through years of rigorous training, a testament to their unwavering commitment to protecting their community. And then there were the firearms. Rosa, a crack shot with her twin Berettas, could paint a target with deadly accuracy. Layla, preferring the quiet power of her suppressed Walther P99, was a phantom, her shots swift and silent, leaving her targets bewildered and disarmed. They treated their weapons with respect, understanding the weight of their responsibility, the fine line they walked between protectors and punishers. But make no mistake, when the situation demanded, they wouldn't hesitate to unleash the full force of their skills. Remember the Martinez brothers? Rosa's voice was a low murmur, her finger tracing the intricate pattern on her thigh holster. Thought they could terrorize the local diner, shake down old Mr. Cohen for protection money. Layla chuckled, a dangerous glint in her eyes. 2 broken noses and a totaled motorcycle later, they learned their lesson. Haven't seen them around these parts since. The memory hung in the air, a stark reminder of what happened to those who dared to disrupt the peace they worked so hard to maintain. Their choice of attire, a carefully curated collection of lingerie, was more than just a statement. It was a strategy, disarming and disconcerting, throwing their opponents off balance. They understood the male gaze, the way it lingered, the assumptions it made, and they used it against them, turning their enemies' expectations into their greatest weakness. Imagine the shock, the utter confusion on a would-be thief's face when confronted not by burly men, but by 2 women in lingerie, their eyes cold and unforgiving, their movements swift and deadly. It was a performance, a carefully crafted illusion. One minute they were sirens, all silk and lace. The next, avenging angels, their beauty a weapon, their lingerie a symbol of their power. They played the game, manipulating perceptions, turning the tables on those who underestimated them. The element of surprise was their greatest ally, buying them precious seconds to assess the situation, to gain the upper hand. Remember that drug deal we stumbled upon last month? Rosa's voice was a low purr, her fingers idly toying with the strap of her bustier. Those thugs were so busy gawking they didn't even see me coming. Layla laughed, a throaty sound that echoed in the confines of the car. By the time they realized what was happening, you had them hog-tied with their own shoelaces. The look on their faces? Priceless. The memory brought a smile to their lips, a shared moment of triumph in their ongoing battle for justice. Section 4. Beneath the lace, hearts of gold. But beneath the leather and lace, behind the masks and the arsenal, beat the hearts of two women who genuinely cared for their community. They were daughters, sisters, friends, neighbors. They shopped at the local farmer's market, volunteered at the animal shelter, knew the names of every kid on their block. Their vigilantism stemmed not from a thirst for vengeance, but from a deep-seated love for their town, a desire to protect the people and places they held dear. They were a study in contrasts, a blend of strength and compassion. One minute they were doling out justice with swift kicks and well-aimed punches. The next, they were baking cookies for the neighborhood bake sale or helping Mrs. Goldstein carry her groceries. Their duality was their strength, their ability to seamlessly navigate the line between their public and private personas, a testament to their unwavering commitment to their cause. Did you see little Timmy's drawing on the fridge at the community center? Layla's voice softened, her hand reaching out to adjust the rear-view mirror, her eyes reflecting a mixture of amusement and affection. He drew us as superheroes, capes and all, called us the sparkly saviors. Rosa chuckled, shaking her head. Sparkly saviors, that kid has an imagination, but beneath the amusement a warmth spread through her chest. They might be vigilantes operating in the shadows, but to Timmy, they were heroes, and that meant something. It fueled their purpose, reminding them why they did what they did. Section 5. A pact of convenience, a bond of trust. Their relationship with the local police department was complicated, a delicate dance between cooperation and suspicion. Officially, the police frowned upon their vigilantism, their methods deemed unorthodox, even dangerous. Unofficially, however, there was a grudging respect, an acknowledgement that Rosa and Layla had a knack for getting things done, for cleaning up the messes the police couldn't always reach. There were whispers, rumors of cases solved with a discreet phone call, of information exchanged under the cloak of anonymity. Detective Miller, a seasoned officer with a world-weary demeanor and a soft spot for underdogs, often found himself relying on their intel. They had an uncanny ability to be everywhere and nowhere at once, their ears to the ground, their fingers on the pulse of the city. They were his eyes and ears on the street, a valuable resource in a world where information was power. And while he could never condone their methods, he couldn't deny their effectiveness. Miller called this morning, Layla said, her voice laced with amusement. Seems we've become quite the urban legend at the precinct. They're calling us the Velvet Vixens now. Rosa snorted, shaking her head. Velvet Vixens? Seriously? What's next? The Satin Sirens? They both laughed, the sound echoing in the darkness. They might be a source of gossip and speculation, but they knew the truth. They were the guardians of their city, and they would continue to fight for what was right, regardless of what names the police or anyone else chose to call them.